Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at some vintage printers that I have in my collection here. Yeah, not the most exciting piece of retro computing hardware, but yeah, might as well talk about them real quick. So let's get started. Okay, to be fair, first off, this entire video was actually mainly focusing on this one here, but when else am I going to talk about vintage printers except for while I'm working on one anyway? So from, well, I'm going to say left to right, but it's, yeah, your left, my right. We have the Apple ImageWriter 2. We have a Texas Instruments TI-99 impact printer, which is not fully a TI-99 impact printer, and it's very destroyed, but we'll talk about that here in a second. This Swintech 8000, and in this poorly edited picture over here, an Apple LaserWriter, which is out in the garage. I just don't want to go get it. So, yeah, like I said, the whole video is about this one, but I might as well talk about these two real quick, and then we can get on to the printing fun. You know, I just kind of realized that I'm not monetized yet, but if I was monetized, I'm basically technically making a video about printers. So technically, if I was monetized, that means with every view, I would be technically printing money. I know, bad joke, but I'm going to make it anyway. And am I leaving the video? I don't know. But yes, anyway, these are the main printers I have down here in my collection. And I know, first off, yes, the astute among you may have noticed, this is not technically a printer. This is an electric typewriter, the Swintech 8000, released sometime in the 80s and 90s. I actually can't find too much information about this specific model. I was kind of hoping that I could download the owner's manual, and it would tell me, you know, the date of which this thing was sold, or at least something, but no, turns out Swintech's been around for a long time, and apparently either they're still around or the company that bought them is still around, because you have to buy the owner's manual online, and they send you a physical copy of it, apparently a reprint one, so it's gonna have the wrong date anyway. For $30 whole. I'm sorry, I'm not dropping 30 bones on an owner's manual for an electric typewriter that realistically I'm not going to use too much. But anyway, the nitpicky thing with this is technically this can be used as a printer. In this B-roll shot I'm going to show, you can kind of see that there is a, yeah, right here, a Centronics parallel cable port. That means that this thing here can plug into an IBM cloner compatible, or realistically anything that can operate via parallel and has the correct hardware flow control for it, I guess, can use this as a printer. A daisy wheel printer, to be specific, for text documents, no graphics. I'll come to that here when I talk about this one. Which is really nice because it has really crisp text, and this thing, it does actually work. I have tried this typewriter out. It does work. The problem is that I cannot hook this up to any of my computers to test the printer functionality, since I do have a cable, but apparently there's a certain key command you type into the keyboard here with a switch flip, and it puts it into basically printer mode, but without the aforementioned expensive, realistically, owner's manual. Yeah, unless I can find the owner's manual for this somewhere, or somebody has the owner's manual for this Swintech 8000 that they could, you know, send a picture of, at least the key command, so I can at least try it out on my IBM. Yeah, that'll be a future thing. Unlike most printers during the 80s, this thing solely uses this style paper. I believe it's 8.5 by 11. I think it's either 8 by 11.5 or 8.5 by 11. I don't remember the full measurements. I'm pretty sure it could use tractor feed paper, but I don't see any of the guides for it, so realistically probably not. Plus, this thing was meant for typing documents one letter paper at a time, so yeah, who knows. Anyway, that's a future project. All right, next up on the list real quick is this Texas Instruments TI-99/4 impact printer, which was sold sometime in the early 80s to go along with the TI-99/4 and the 4A. This is a very compact, very nice little printer. It is a dot matrix printer, and it uses solely perforated tractor feed paper. You know, the ones that have the guide holes to be fed along. Really nice, compact little printer. I'll get some B-roll shots of this stuff later, but on the back you can see we have parallel and a serial connection on the back, which means this is a very, well, almost universal kind of printer. Now, the neat thing about this printer is that besides the fact it's destroyed and it's falling apart, as you can see, it's actually very rusted on the inside, as you can see from this interior shot. It does have the ribbon in it, and you can see the tractor feed guides are there. They're just a little on the, well, one's broken. Obviously, if I can fix that. But if you're kind of thinking this printer looks a little unusually familiar, there's kind of a reason for that. And I was not aware of this until I was looking up some specs on this thing, because I wasn't sure if I was going to keep it or toss it, because it is broken and I don't know if it works. This is actually a rebadged Epson MX80 graphics printer, which means this can print not only dot matrix text, but also dot matrix level graphics. In fact, this was also a rebadged IBM 5152 graphics printer. And this does have the graphics update board to allow it to print graphics. So this is actually very interesting to me, and it would work great with my IBM 5170, 5150, and 5160 should that one work. So this is going to be a future restoration project, is a printer of all things. I don't know if it works. Hopefully it does. I mean, it's pretty rusty on the inside, so who knows. But anyway, yeah, that's going to be a pretty fun restoration. Okay, so enough possible printer peripheral restoration video. I don't know where I was going with that anyway. But yes, the main star of the video is this Apple ImageWriter 2 printer here. So yeah, let's talk about it real quick. So like I said earlier in the video, in fact I believe I said it, I don't usually collect printers of any kind in terms of computer hardware, mainly because all the ones I've come across throughout the past 5 years or so of collecting computers, they're the modern-ish, like the past 10, maybe 20 years of HP, Canons, Epsons, Kodaks, and they're all junk. They just either don't work, they don't feed anymore, or you can't find ink cartridges for them anymore, you can't find toner for them anymore. All those companies have pulled all their vintage drivers off of their sites. And lately, most modern printers, you have to deal with online-only activation and or really stupid DRM on an ink cartridge. I'm not saying any names, but so I'm really always dubious about collecting old vintage printers, but this one's kind of the exception. This thing is very well documented, is very well liked, and surprisingly, you can still buy new ink ribbons for this thing. So the ImageWriter 2 here came out in 1983 to replace the ImageWriter 1, which was a very well liked dot matrix printer for the early Macintoshes and early Apple IIs. The compatibility of the ImageWriter 1 and ImageWriter 2 is actually stupidly impressive. Not only is it completely backwards compatible with the Apple II's line, as long as you have the appropriate printer card. So the 2, 2 Plus, Euro Plus, J Plus, 2E, 2E Platinum, with the correct card, this would work with it. Plus the 2C, 2C Plus, the 2GS, and virtually every Macintosh, as long as it had the appropriate cable or the ADV port, the thing would just work. Most, even GSOS, pretty much had ImageWriter drivers in the operating system. So it's actually stupidly compatible. And the neat thing is that, like I said, you can still get brand new ink ribbons for this thing. MacFX actually sells brand new color ribbons and black ribbons for this machine. So technically speaking, this could still be used as a daily printer, as long as you can get the text document or picture to your 2GS or Apple II of choice that you want to use. Now, obviously, they're about 20 bucks for an ink ribbon, which honestly, that's actually not too bad for a ink ribbon, especially for a vintage machine. New old stock ones for a lot of other printers are almost double that. So as you can see here from the footage I recorded later, this thing is actually very clean. There's a little bit of dust and lint, but not too bad. I haven't really done much cleaning to this, mainly since it was very well taken care of. The platin's pretty clean, and no, I did not know what this word was until I watched other printer videos. In this back case here, we see where we feed the tractor feed paper, which is in really good shape. Plus this little itty bitty blue port here. So this little blue port here is the expansion port for the ImageWriter 2 here. It either takes a 32K RAM buffer to allow you to basically send it 32K worth of text documents and print, so you can keep using your Apple II or Macintosh and not have to wait for something to print before you could start doing something. Or it also had an Apple Talk network adapter, so this thing could be communicated with anything that had Apple Talk, which is Actually very impressive for 1980s technology, if you want to think about it. There was some other third-party ones as well. Now, something that made this printer actually fairly unique at the time, from what I can tell anyway, was its print capabilities. It actually had pretty good text printing capabilities. And not only that, it took standard size tractor feed perforated paper, and it could also use standard letter sized paper. Most printers, electric typewriters, use one, and other printers use the other. So for this one to use both gives it a heck of a lot of options. But I actually have no idea if this works. So we're going to slide in a piece of paper, plug it in, and well, if it powers on and works, we're gonna go print something with the Apple IIGS. So let's get started. Okay, so I had to steal the power plug from my Mac over there. All right, let's just see what happens when I power it on. Okay, well, cycled and ran the head. We are getting an error though, which I'm assuming is out of paper. So let's just put in a piece of paper. I believe I need to switch this to, yeah, this paper. Is there a guideline? I believe that's what this is. Okay, so now we're going to turn that off and back on. Uh-oh. Well, that's not good. Why is it giving me an error? Oh! How much you want to bet it's because of this? How much you want to bet? As soon as I put that on... Hey! The error light went away. Alright. Okay, so, I need to test this real quick. Alright, so according to some documentation online, I have to hold form feed while turning it on, and it'll put it into a test mode and just start printing out characters. So let's do that, see what happens. Cross your fingers. Oh, look at that go! That sounds amazing! Look at that! Oh yeah, look at that. It's not super dark. I mean, that might just be the quality I set though. It's not the lowest quality, but yeah, self-test, ROM revision 05. It actually shows what the dip switches are. That's kind of cool actually. 0 kilobyte of RAM and AT off. I don't know what AT off is, but yeah. Holy crap. That's awesome. Okay, let's go get this plugged into the 2GS and print something. Okay, so we have my Apple IIGS right here, loading up system 6.0.1. Okay, to be honest, realistically, this could really use 4 megabyte of RAM instead of the minimum 1.25 that this thing currently has, but it's fine. And yeah, this is from whatistheapple2gs.com, one of their preloaded image hard drive images, and it's freaking fantastic, especially with the SP2SD hard drive emulator I have. Okay. Yay, mouse works. I say that because it just wasn't working a minute ago. All right, so we need Hermes. I was kind of curious what this was when I did this video originally, and I found out it's just a text editor, but it'll just work with the ImageWriter. So let's type something out. This is a test of the image. Oop. Let's capitalize that because it's capitalizing the thing. ImageWriter to printer on the Apple IIGS. Can we change the font though? Yeah, choose font. Let's go with superhero. That sounds cool. And let's go with size. Oh, let's go big. We're gonna go 16. Underline it because we can. What's that gonna look like? Oh, look at that. That looks cool. All right. Should be print. All right, so the printer just initialized, which is really cool. And yes, I'm reusing this paper here. I just flipped it over, so it's going to print on the other side. Why waste paper? All right, so it should just be Page is all standard black and white, sheet feed, automatic, and okay. Oh, that looks freaking cool. That is nice and dark. It's actually not too bad of a print. I mean, I think I actually have it set to the lowest quality. Okay, so now I'm kind of curious. What can we do about graphics? Which I might have to switch hard drive images here. Oh yeah, that's loading up a lot faster. So yeah, this doesn't say which one it is, but this is 5.4. I think this is the last official one from Apple, I believe. I believe anyway. Actually, I think I've seen some software that actually calls for 601, but yeah, this is the last, I think, official one. This is that custom one I made with the cool little rainbow apple and the clock, so should boot up quick. In fact, I might actually try to load up some software that I was playing with before. GSOS, Adventure Simulator. Yeah, I was playing some games on here. All right, so what is on this drive image? This is also from whatisThe2gs.com. We have creative visual, so let's go to that. What do we have? We have PrintShop, Animasia 3D, Dream Graphics, Beagle Draw. Cool, so I'm going to make a real quick thing here. It's going to be really quick. Okay. Okay, we're gonna go with, let's do red. Yeah, that'll work. And then this. Wait, why is it not doing it? No, I want it in white. I believe I wanted that in white. So why is it not doing it? All right, fine, I'll do black. Whatever. Page setup. Okay. So it should just print this as print normal. I actually realized I don't know how big this is going to be. But we're going to find out. Ooh, maybe not. Maybe it won't print graphics. Maybe I'll have to go to something else. Okay, yeah, that is not working. It's not frozen though. Okay, yeah, I think that's frozen. Yeah, nothing I did with Beagle Draw would work, so we're going to try something else. I've unhooked the emulator, and I'm going to put in PaintShop. It says Apple II Desktop. I just overrid it, because why not? All right, so we're going to make a banner. And I think you know where I'm going to go with this. We're going to design my own. I want it to be horizontal. We'll put no trim. Choose graphic. No graphic. Ooh. Oh, that's right there. That's the font right there. Enter your message. Yeah. Okay, got that. We're just going with, we'll go with solid. We'll go with a solid colored pattern, see if that like makes it a little bit faster. Checkerboard, we'll try that. Check setup. ImageWriter 2. Okay, wow, there's a lot of, printer options. No color. Built-in printer. Okay, so now I should be saving it with a black ribbon. I think. Actually, I've never actually used PrintShop, so print. And while I was getting set up for that, I did not recording a video of it. But yeah, I have this brand new box of tractor feed paper. We're gonna run it. Maybe. Gee, it might help if I turn the frickin' printer on. Okay. Okay, so I'm ready to click print here, and I've actually moved the printer. It was right here with the box behind it. But I kind of realized that if I was to do that, what could happen is this paper could come up, land on top of the paper that was on top of the box that's down there, and it could accidentally get backfed into here, and I don't want that. So I'm going to click print. And you guys can all watch and listen to this banner being printed. All right. Oh, that looks so freaking cool. Oh, heck yeah. I'm official now. I have a retro banner. That's actually pretty cool. And it all looks like fairly uniform darkness. That color, that ink ribbon's pretty good still. I mean, it'd be cool if I had some color, but I'll have to wait until I can buy or... Actually, I think I need to be put on a waiting list for one of those color ribbons because I think MacFX is sold out right now. But yeah, this is freaking cool. That's gonna either be put in here or the game room. I don't know which one, but it's cool. This turned out phenomenally well. I was not expecting this printer to work as well as it did, but it just did. I mean, to be fair, it's from 1988. I mean, a lot of, well, old electronics from late 80s need a little bit of work, but this worked just fine. The ink ribbon was nice and dark. It fed both kinds of paper just fine. It test printed almost perfectly. It printed perfectly with that Hermes program and PrintShop IIGS here. It was able to print out an entire retro banner, which now makes me an official retro channel because I printed a retro-inspired style banner with a vintage piece of printing equipment. It's official. I've made it, everybody. But yeah, this was actually a lot of fun. I do want to get my email on MacFX.com's, I think it's a waiting list or something, or the notification list for when they get new color ribbons in, or more color ribbons, I should say. Because I would love to get a color ribbon for this to use for some special things for future, future projects and stuff. Obviously, I think we kind of need to get this hooked up in some way to the 2 Plus and do like a print thing with it, because all I need is the right cable and a printer card for it, and it would work. That is one of the upgrades I want to do to the 2 Plus, is get a printer card for it. Now that I have a working printer, this is awesome, and I don't have to worry about silly driver support or DRM on the ink cartridges or any online web-only things. No, it just works just fine. This was actually a lot of fun, and it sounded really cool. I remember hearing printers like that back in school, because there was still a couple of these old dot matrix printers around. So to hear this printer just start chirping away and going at it, printing out this banner, was a lot of fun, and I really can't wait to make some more retro things. Probably not banners, because it's chewed up a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of tractor feed paper. That was more than I was expecting, but also less than I was expecting at the same time. So, but yeah, be on the lookout for the 2GS and more print shop and printer fun in future videos. I'm not sure what they're going to be yet, because honestly, I wasn't expecting this to work. But yeah, they're going to be out there coming up, so be on the lookout for them. A lot of stuff I didn't show that was in that hard drive volume. A lot of it required 6.0.1 or required more RAM. Or print shop here, I actually had to write to a floppy, because even though it's on the hard drive image, it has to have a 3.5-inch floppy hooked up to the 2GS, which is kind of weird that's even on that hard drive volume then. But anyway, with that being said, thank you all for watching this video of some printing shenanigans with my Apple IIGS. I know you guys are probably a little tired of me seeing my Apple IIGS, considering I've done a lot of videos with it recently. But to be fair, I wanted to do the printer stuff with the hard drive emulator stuff, because I thought that they needed to coincide with the software needed to run to the ImageWriter 2, but it turns out PrintShop here does not like running off a hard drive. It actually asks you to use a 3.5-inch floppy, or maybe it can run off a hard drive, just not this particular way I'm doing it. I don't know. But yeah, now that the 2GS is fully done, I have all the videos done I want to do in terms of goofy stuff for right now. Now I want to get on the restoration this year. Retro Bright maybe, new battery, maybe RAM card, Ethernet card, the correct ADD Pro cable, maybe some other stuff. I haven't decided yet, but yeah, that's all way future stuff. If you have any thoughts or questions about any of the software I used, anything I did for printing with all this, put it down in the comments and I'll get down to it in a reasonable fashion. And be on the lookout for more videos in the future involving, well, not the 2GS, except for the restoration. I want to get going on the IBM 5150 Part 2 video, which I'm having a lot of problems getting that done for some hardware-related reasons on my main computer. And obviously we'll be doing some more stuff with my 8-bits and all that kind of stuff. Plus, as you notice, the computer room's a little bit different now. So I'm going to be doing a video on that soon. So keep a lookout for all that stuff. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.